He has been he has been awarded with honors by RGPV and former technology expert at Audi. He is currently working in SUVC, a national solar car designing competition, as technical head. He is leading a team of 25 members. Ajit sir has also served his services in Audi as a technology expert for the duration of 1.5 years in automobile sector with the knowledge of various technologies in automobile sector. Mr. Ajit is regular speaker at conferences and workshops on solar electric vehicles and its products among various engineering institutes across all over India. With this, so much of huge experience and a young and dynamic and energetic personality, once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir. And I request you to start the first session for today. Over to you, sir.
Sir, we cannot hear you.
Ajit, sir, we are not able to hear you. You're not audible right now.
Sir, cannot see the screen also. Can you please confirm?
Yeah. 1 sec. Ajit, sir, your voice is not audible.
So I think now my screen is or my voice is audible.
Yes, sir. Now your voice is audible. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for
Yeah.
your warm welcome. And due to some glitches, I was unable to present here. So yes, it's my second time when we are presenting our conferences in EPSIT, and it's an honor for me that Amol sir has invited us to come again and just have a glimpse on solar electric vehicle. Coming to the part and uh, all the participants who from various engineering institutes, you all are there. So it's a very electric vehicle trendism currently nowadays. Let me share my screen before starting my session.
Yeah.
I think again I need to be controlled from Amol sir. Sir, can you give me the controls for sharing my screen?
Yes, sir. It will be done once.
Okay. So can we start in Hindi or English? Most of the person are from Maharashtra, so I hope you do understand Hindi as well.
Yes, sir. It will be a mix of language will be better.
Sure. Because generally we are giving conferences in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and all, so where Hindi is a better one. But my mother tongue is in Hindi, so I found it out like I can give it much more knowledge in Hindi. So that's why I just asked from you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think. Sir, still most controls are not under me. So can you check it? It will be
Yeah,
fine.
yes, sir. 1 second. Amol, sir, please do the needful.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now you can see.
Yeah.
Yes, fine. Now I got it. Sir, English please. Okay. Yes, we will continue in English. We got some chats as well.
Rishabh, please unmute yourself.
एक minute. There was some disturbances on that side. I guess that's why he has muted.
Okay, I got the things actually when I'm sharing the screen.
Okay.
The problem was that I have made some videos and once it will be done, that's why I think the mic is muted. So let me connect with you. When our videos will come, we will share the audio at that time, at that point of time. Sorry for the disturbances. I hope now screen is visible and audio is also done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So as you can see, because I am clicking on the share audio, that's why at the point of time my mic will be muted. So begin with this electric vehicle trends. Let's start, and already we are delaying with the 10 minutes. So I have covered most of the things. Electric machines is the topic which I have given, and some of the parts of the how to select motor and controller for these electric vehicles. The glimpse of today's webinar I have covered with this EV trends in India, that how much we have reached so far. I hope many of the professionals have already covered these topics, but in my quick glimpse that I have selected these trends, how we are adopting FAME2 in India. I have taken the part as well. How much we have reached so far, and due to fortune, we are having Maharashtra at the second place. I will cover with that. Second is a chart that is hybridization. Second is types of EVs we are having. So we are currently trending in 5 types of EVs. I will just give you demonstrations. And then we are having a chart that is hybridization rate. Then we are having SED, solar electric vehicle, which is my specialization. I am giving conference seminars on that as well. So with the very basic terminologies and very basics calculations, I have tried to give you the as much as possible in these 2 hours. So although this my course, as you can see, this course is comprises of almost 2 days itself because it's a very vast topic. As a 5 days workshop is already going with the APC, APS IT, and yes, this U trend you can see these trends in a very upcoming years. Then we are having PCM analysis. I have not covered any of the slides, but PCM analysis is a very short factor which is used to design an EV. Then we are having motor selections part, how a motor will be selected on which basis. Generally, motor will be selected on 2 factors. Then I have covered some of the part of the controller, how controller will be done, wiring. And if you got time, then I can also share you Audi A3 e-tron, which is already developed. And when I enrolled in 2017 as a Audi India, my first posting was in Thane. And then I will be shifted to Kalina. And Kalina, I job working as a after sales and a technology expert, where I am diagnosing the Audi vehicles and creating the program. So Audi A3 e-tron, where I got this SSP self study program. We've got time, we will just start with that. Then coming with my every workshop will start. My previous, I hope the faculties who are already there. My previous workshop will always start with the Audi lighting technology that touches my heart. So I wanted, like, I will again start with this video. This is a very quick video of 2 or 3 minutes, which will boost. Can you please suggest designing software EV? Okay, Gaurav, we can take these questions and particularly at the last of the session. But once your question will begin, so designing software instead of MATLAB and for the EVs it means wiring diagram because there are various designing software for EV. First is the we design we divide the EVs into 2 parts. One is the mechanical part, second is the electrical parts, right? So when it comes to the mechanical part, designing of the chassis and all. Generally, the trending companies will use as AutoCAD, Pro E, right? These types of software, ANSYS, and so this will be an designing software for mechanical parts. For electrical parts, we are using MATLAB and some of the programming languages softwares as well. So that depends on the company to company. Right? At the time of Audi, we are having own software that we call it VES, Volkswagen Audi's system software, because Audi is also part of the Volkswagen, and Volkswagen comprises of 12 bigger brands. I hope you understand. So is it clear, Gaurav? If my answer is clear to you, I hope you can write in the chat box. Okay, shall we move ahead with the audio? Yes, as I told, things will be started with the technology, and then I again share my screen by stopping it because the audio part should be there. Just in a second. Okay.
In the absence of light, there is but only darkness. Reflected light is the only way we see the world around us. The quality, efficiency, and delivery method of light determines how accurately we process the information our eyes see. So for Audi, light is everything. Since headlights were lit with fire to the tungsten filament bulb, Audi has had its place at the forefront of auto light technology. Usually deriving from innovations made for its professional race teams, Audi's latest tech keeps it in a leadership position. With xenon technology having peaked some time ago, most people now know of the advantages in LED light, better efficiency, lifespan, quality of light. But when other car makers could only show concepts, Audi was the first to market with LED headlights in the 2010 R8, and that moment sparked the beginning of a new revolution in auto lighting, which Audi calls the Matrix LED system. Matrix LED headlights on the A8 contain 50 small LEDs, which are individually and automatically controlled by the vehicle's onboard sensors. Blinding light from an oncoming Audi vehicle can be a thing of the past, as the Matrix LED system tracks the vehicle, selectively turns off the LEDs just inside the oncoming vehicle's field of view, and seamlessly turns them back on as the vehicle exits the light's line of sight. Matrix LED headlights can also be linked to GPS and adjust lighting direction to the curvature of the road. And this isn't just hypothetical concept tech. Outside the US, it's innovation available right now. Never satisfied with the status quo, Audi is a leader in the effort to bring this groundbreaking tech in the US. And in typical Audi fashion, innovation doesn't stop and wait for the world to catch up. Instead, Audi is investing in even newer, forward-thinking light technology, laser lighting. Matrix Laser Light takes the Matrix concept further by promising increased efficiency, precision, and road distance vision never before thought possible. While LED headlights have up to 50 segments to individually control, laser headlights can have over 100,000 individually controlled illuminated segments for ultimate vision. Imagine not just being able to warn a pedestrian of the vehicle's presence, but being able to detect a potential outside hazard to the pedestrian and digitally paint a warning directly in front of him. That, along with doubling nighttime visibility, are just some of the ways laser light continues the Audi tradition of pioneering the auto industry. This is the future illuminated. This is Audi.
So I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's back session. Someone says like audio is echoing. Let me check and connect with the mic. The previous is perfect or now my mic is perfect?
Yes, sir. Now,
Okay, so I think now it's mic is perfect or previous it is perfect.
now it is perfect, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'm using the headphone previously directly to the computer mic. Let's continue. So I hope screen is visible and you see like how the things will be going on. It is a YouTube video which I have taken and it touches my heart. As you see the trends are going on and we are continuously innovating. So the Audi technology, the Audi's motive is what we call slogan is what's work does technique. That is advancement through technology and they are always planning for next 10 years or 20 years in the respective industry. Coming to the point, they see like it will be a two-way interaction. So why EVs are growing, and it is somehow linked with this. So, starting with the session, chat box are open. I wanted like what is the current petrol prices? I hope many of the persons are from different states. So, what is the current price in India or particularly in your state? Can you type in the chat box? I hope many of the persons are using vehicles, four wheelers, two wheelers. So they have gone to petrol pumps 107, 107 in Pune. Okay. Here I think we are having 110. So great. You are having the current technology and current updates as well. Many of the replies have already came. So in this, as you can see now, why the prices are so much high? 100 is diesel. Yes, Gaurav, sir, and diesel is also increased. That was gasoline. We called it gasoline prices. They are increasing. So the thing was that why they are increasing, and can the government will reduce down? And these are some of the questions will came in our mind when I was also thinking that why prices are increasing. We are having that much of budget, but why government is not increasing the prices? So these are the some questions will came, and that's why we called that. I will cover in the later part that how it is being adopted, and this is the government strategy. They are not raising the prices for next 10 years. You will see it out. There is a plan with this Modi's government. So for that, they are using the FM same too. I hope the previous trends it is covered. So I will just take a glimpse on that. As you see, Ministry of Heavy Industries, Government of India, National Automotive Board (NAB) has decided to adopt for FAME India scheme, in which we are uh, we are generally going for a mission on electric mobility. Every vehicle is now in a motive where we can say that we are trying to build an gasoline no emissions particularly vehicles. So as you can see currently till now that this data has taken from this Ministry of Heavy Industries as well. You see like saved fuel in liters currently we are having. So that we saved almost 2 crore 56 lakhs 63,137 liters till now so far. Whether this same India scheme is adopted, it is adopted in 2019. And as you can see, in per liters per day, we are almost saving 67,000 fuel, right? Because as you see, these are limited sources of energy, and we are CO2 reduction. If I'm saying global warming trend is going on, so this you can see we call it 1,52,728 kg of CO2 reduced per day. As you see, so how we are just controlling the climate, which is increasing day by day. Similarly, CO2 emissions, as you see, reduction in kg almost 5 crore 84 lakhs 04789, right? So that's why how means how it is being impacted is just due to this because we have sold number of vehicles because now every person in every home they should borrow at least one or two vehicles in that, right? So till now the electric vehicle sold quantity was 1,10,000 and 0 to 4, right? So these are the vehicles which you can see, and what are the states which I have covered in that. So as you see, we are growing in the India wise, and I have just highlighted. So Karnataka is the biggest one who is adopting the EV trends at a very fast way. So they have almost 23,389 EVs running on the roads. So EVs you will find it out easily now, and they will be adopted. Second the state was Maharashtra, where 11,990 and Ola Electric Mobility. I hope many of the persons have heard. They are setting up biggest world's biggest second largest plant of EVs scooters. They have adopted for scooters, and you can see the trend is going very fast because government is supporting, and if government is supporting, then definitely change will happen to the whole country, right? It is also somehow in a positive side, somehow in a negative side. So continuing the session, I hope many of the persons noise is there. Okay, headphone cracking noise is there. Can you check? Fine. Yeah, I think Amol sir has given me. Now is it audible or it is still cracking? Can someone type in the
Sir,
chat
there is
box?
some cracking noise. Can you check the plug of the headphone, please?
Okay.
Yeah, now it's clear.
Okay, great. Because previously it is echoing, but I will try. Like echo will be reduced because it's in particularly office is closed here, and fine. I can just start with this. little
Yes,
bit
yes.
issue is there because at my home. Fine. So we'll start with the again that is the types of EV. Second point, as I told, this is the EV trends which we are growing currently. And the second point was types of EVs that which is being adopted. So here I have just covered with the four wheelers only. I have not covered with the two wheeler part because so in this generally we EVs will be defined into five categories. We are having a hybrid electric vehicle that we call it HEV. So it will be series parallel. So it will be combining with both the IC engines as well as the motors. And you see like the Audi vehicles which are coming on, and particularly some of the companies which are discovering like Tata Nexon and vehicles which are being you can see in the market. They are in the particularly hybrid electric vehicle. So they are driving through this engine as well as motor, and motor is assisting them. Second vehicle, we called it, and the source will be only through a fuel only, right? Means to running the motor or charging the batteries, we are using itself only particularly this fuel sources. So I think that is an efficiency you can increase, as you can say, average can be increased, but it is not a particularly permanent solutions. The permanent solution which comes into mind is plug-in hybrid, right? Which is now you can see in various vehicles it is coming. So here we are giving plug-in hybrid electric vehicle consists of here the power is comprising into, and the fuel source can be used as a direct source as well as in a gasoline source through petrol pumps, right? So this is also a very current trending, and currently the vehicles which is adopting it is a previous one. Now they are being eliminated, and this is a you can see in the ground as well. Where we call it like you can run through gasolines as well as through electric directly. The innovation part in the research part which is going on is BEV, that is battery electric vehicle, which is already you can see Tesla Model 3. I hope in the first day many of the persons have covered that so far. I have not taken it. So battery electric vehicle is now trending in a way, and why this theme is adopted, that they wanted completely it is running on the complete only in the batteries part or in the motors part, right? Second, the next generation of that will be fuel cell electric vehicle, because there is also an hypothetical we called it assumptions for the forecasting. Means once you adopted the battery electric vehicle, where the waste will be going. Getting my point? Because if you see, initially in 1800 or 1900 century, we are using bullock carts and all. And what is the problem will came at that point of time? The count of cakes, right? So this is a problem in everywhere in the roads and every of the persons. You will find around lots of tons of powder cakes are coming, and that's why we adopted this IC engine. But now in IC engines, we found out a problem. Like problem is that we are currently facing problem with global warming, current trends, CO2 emissions, and all. So that's why we are now adopting this battery electric vehicle that is from world part energy sources. And once it will be done, right? Then you find it out BEV. We are India is adopting FAME 2 for BEV, battery electric vehicle. Are you seeing once a battery electric vehicle will be completely came in market, you will find it out their traces, because electrical waste will be very dangerous for our society. The person know that you cannot dispose electrical waste at anywhere. They will be dangerous. So that's why I found it out some of the things waste problem will be there in battery electric vehicle. Although currently size of the batteries and particularly technology are not that to mark, we can collect at a universal source, but the innovations are going on, and I hope we will adopt it till 2027 or 2030. Second, we are having after this innovation will be going on parallelly, that is fuel cell electric vehicle, which is through hydrogen cells and all. Where tanks are fitted and it is also run through motors. And the next future, that what I'm saying, after 2030, you will find it out. Solar electric vehicle will be a trending one, right? So these are the five types of EVs which are utilizing in particularly market, and you will see it. Going to the next, these EVs will be designed on hybridization rate. We called it HRA. How it will be decided? So this hybridization rate, you can decide it very easily. That HR stands for PEM, that is the power of electric motor, divided by power of electric motor plus power of IC engines. Okay. as you can see, into 100. So you can see here, if hybridization rate is 0, then you call it that this is an IC engine vehicle, right? It is coming to 0. If hybridization is up to 0.24, right? Then 0.24 means they are very small level vehicles, which is you can see in the go-kart. I hope in EPS IT they are also designing SEV. So these will be on project basis purpose, or you can find it out. I think electric rickshaw is a great examples in that. We are utilizing maximum in PEM, but the power will be less than 5 kilowatt, right? So where we call it micro hybrid till 0.24, then we call it mild or semi hybrid, where the motor of the power of particularly all that power source of the vehicle will reach to 5 to 30 kilowatt, right? Then comes with the passenger vehicles, comes into the play into the role after point 3. You will find it out full hybrid vehicles will come, and that is 20 to 40 kilowatt they are using, and that we call it particularly full hybrid vehicles. And as you see the previous trend, that is the these type ones. Then plug-in hybrid will came into the role, and where the power of the passengers and the industrial vehicles will reach up to 50 to 90. And after the 80 to 300 kilowatt, till now we are maximum using 300 kilowatt power, and we are using HRS1, where we will find it out in electric buses will also came, electric trucks will also came. So that will be defined. They are a completely battery electric vehicle, and hope so. Innovations are still going on for fuel cells or particularly solar vehicles. Let's see which will come at the first, because parallelly these will be going on. I come in with a one report till now. We have covered 3 topics so far, and covering with the next report, I am covering with the economic times. So let's come with again questions. I hope this is a very boring part, but we do understand some calculation part as well. So till now you are connected with me. I want you to know what is the current crude oil prices in world market. Can anyone suggest to me? I am on the chat box. What is the current crude oil prices? Which is going, as I told you, I have started my presentation with the current prices of petrols in India. So can anyone type in the chat box if chat box is open? I cannot see chat box. Till then, I can just take a cup of water. Chat box is open. Yes. Can someone type crude oil prices? Crude oil price is 70 rupees per liter. Amit. Okay, you are very close. But it is. Let's me some answers. Shall we continue without wasting time? Say yes or no. Need to check whether you are listening. Good morning, sir. Yeah, Suresh is here. Good morning. Many of you fellows know me, so might be. Yes, sir. We will continue. Okay. So the current. Good morning. Good morning. We got 90. Tejas Deshpande should be yes. Okay. Just wait a while. Fine. So this is the economic times market. You see, crude oil rate will be coming in barrels. Here you will find it out. The current prices on 1st September. The previous one 6:50 p.m. Because I was also investing in some of the share market as well. We will find it out. Per barrel price is 4953. Okay, and one US barrel instead of 158. So if we divide 4953 by 158, it approximately came to 32 to 33 rupees only, right? So why this hundreds and 100 and 107 prices are coming when the crude oil will be given? I have taken one video as well on my YouTube channel. You can easily search it by petrol prices has increased, how taxes rate will be implicated, right? So currently, the government of India is almost taking 300 times more taxes from gasoline, and that is a bitter truth. We have to accept, because if you want to use our vehicles, we have to take the petrol, and they are making a huge profit from it. The second motive was that if they are not making the high prices, we are not going to be adopt the EVs, right? So let me see. You have given crude oil prices now, but many of the professors are there. I am from 1990s. Many of the professors are from 1917 or 60. So can you let me last prices you have received so far when you have go to the particular petrol pumps? What are the very least prices at particular point of time? you are doing. So I want to know the figures. So can you type this? Okay, yesterday I have attended all the 3 sessions. I have submitted the feedback for first 2 sessions. Okay, fine. Ola, we will take the chat box. So till then, okay, some of the persons are very updated here. Great, capacity 150. Please explain technology Ola launch electric vehicle. Okay, we will try to cover this part at the last one because technology cannot be decided, but I will just take a glimpse on that. So I wanted like what is the least prices you have heard or you have just taken for the petrol. I have taken almost I think 70 at the point of time I was in 12th, that is 2011 part is here 2010 or 11. The 70 which I have heard about last and I have taken. What are the least prices that you have heard? That was saying I have just taken design this presentation in a 2 week. Wanted please do be active. What will boost you once you are giving the presentation? You are also a professor. So it should be a two-way communication because when you are teaching in classrooms, it is different. You are teaching in online. Online, you can just on the videos, no one can see it, right? So can someone please do type in the chat box for me? What is the least prices that you have taken for your vehicles? I have taken 70 rupees. What is the least you have taken? In 2011, 10 or 11, I have taken the 70 rupees petrol prices. So please do comment. This is the last question. I will not ask any other further questions. I will not ask you. Can someone please? Rupees 60. Great. Yes, and that is Murli. That is at what in which year you have just gone through this? 60. Some of the persons are active. We are having 83 professors. I know that you are very much experienced that, but my style of teaching and particularly is that it should be in 2 attractions. 45 at 2004, Ankita, yes. Oh my God! So we have reached at the point of time probably in 2012. Great, we are getting some of the answers. So you should be please do active participants. Otherwise, flow. I will just cover this PPT in only 1 hour, right? If it will be attractive, I can just try to cover many of the things if you are interested for Audi A3. Ola technology I have not learned so far much more, but I will give you the glimpse here because they are sitting in a Bangalore plant, and in the Bangalore they are utilizing various of the things. Only 3 or 4 persons are active. We are having 83 participants. Please do, guys, do comment so that it will boost and enhance my knowledge. Means I feel out very energetic while giving that particular knowledge to you, people. Okay, let the comments will flow, and we will go ahead. So how the things will be looks like? This is a solar electric vehicle. As I told, the part for this as I covered here, we will cover in the alternative way. So we are covered in the fifth way. We are starting this as a solar active. That is my specialization. I've covered the motor controllers in part, EVs and all, and after in the E motors and all, I will cover the electric part as well. But we'll start with the future solar electric vehicle. We will cover this electric vehicle as well as solar, right? But for that also, I wanted you should be active. Please do give answers on the chat box. I'm taking the chat box in the middle line at any time, and that's why I'm seeing the answers. At the last of point, I will also give you the time to give you the questions as well, right? Okay, let's move ahead for solar electric vehicle. This is the only a concept car. Until now, it is not being found on the roads because of some like innovations, research are going on. And what is the main problem in this solar cars? Are not, that currently we are having only 17 to 18% only efficient PV cells, which can absorb the energy, right? I have taken some of the trends from research gates in India. So this is the trends which you find it out. Currently, you will see the vehicles will be there in this types as well, project types cars, 1 seater, 2 seaters only. And they are already going in that trend, right? But some of the companies have already developed so far, and that is only for charging the auxiliary batteries, right? Current the market value is seen like only 20,350 units that we sold in 2020, and for 2021 again research report will came in January. And if you see it, the market trend will be started because I told in 2019 once theme 2 has been adopted. Then we find out the batteries vehicles are coming, and researchers like a very bigger industry like Volkswagen, Toyota groups and all, they started to thinking now that when battery vehicles will come, what is the problem will come? Because every businessman is solving the problem. So the main problem is the charging. Currently, with the batteries vehicles, which we are not having, charging stations we are not having. So can we design some of the vehicles which is auto charged? Right? Do you think we are using various AI, we are using everything? So they are now focusing and doing the research on that the vehicle should be self-charged so that none of the things will be going on. And I found it out like initially in 2000. I hope in the Delhi, many of you are residing in Mumbai as well. You find it out the water is now also being charged. So can you think like the solar will also be chargeable? Right? Yes, it will be, and also it will be coming in the part in the future when you have to be paid for solar as well, right? And let's see how the things and the technology will be moving on. But this is only an assumption. In 2015, 2040, many of the questions are saying that when we are utilizing the solar energy at that much of part, some of the drawbacks should also be key, right? Everyone is coming for the solar and the global going for the global trends. So yes, there is a lack of solar energy as well. Although, but we are having currently as of plenty, so we do not have to be worried. North America is doing very much research. Europe particularly European countries are utilizing it in a very safe, and you don't find it out these traces like you see in electric vehicles. You will find it out in 2020. So 2027 we found it out. We will find it out some of the Indian car manufacturers will also adopt this technology. Trends will be global push for reductions of emissions as CO2 is coming. So we are using solar electric vehicle, and that's how it will help us to go for electric vehicles tendency. Falling prices of solar panels to increase reduction of solar energy. Currently, you see in initial now why the solar vehicles will not come due to the prices of the PV cells manufacturers. But we are going in an electrical way. So as you see, solar panels are now being very cheaper compared to previous ones. Where the per watt you are getting around 1000, now the per watt PV panels you are getting around 70 to 80 USD, right? So you find out the price will be decreased in a very fast rate, and India is adopting very solar plants as well. Initially, I have also worked for 2 months with the Bhivan Solar, which is guiding the solar project. So at that point of time, I can help the solar PV cells research are also going on in my previous webinar. I hope if someone students are there. So I have covered like the PV cells types, right? In that. Research into designing greener vehicle, road trials to access viability of solar powered electric cars, as I told. So strategies, if we are starting on today with this part, that we will just go ahead in particularly things and designing the solar, and then we can move ahead for the same part and design this solar electric car in a better efficient way. But for that, research product should be PV cells, where the efficiency is 18, but Germany is opted up to 32 with the natural organic cells. My friend is working in Germany with some solar part, and they are saying like they are doing a very great. So I wanted like some of the Indians and researchers you have done the PhD. I wanted you should take this the opportunity where because currently can someone says if you are having from mechanical and automobile background, these professors are already there. So I wanted like yes, as I told, like I can again ask you a question. Like, what is the efficiency currently IC engines are getting? It means you can go in a percentage by 70, 80 and all. How much we have achieved so far? I hope because I am also very fresh, but the figures, fraction figures will be there. Some of the mechanical HODs can type the answers. How much IC engines are currently producing the efficiency? By converting the chemical energy into particularly motor energy, kinetic energy. So how much efficiency we have achieved? Probably 21%. Shubha Rao, 21% efficiency. That is a very quite low. I think we have done so far 35. Okay, relation would be IC engine researches have been gone beyond the limit. Trust me, guys, because we are using IC engines for more than 100 years, and many of the persons that are from automobile or mechanical background if are there, they do understand that we have reached up to 75 to 80, right? Expansion valve. Expansion wall? Yes, I am talking about the cylinder efficiencies, right? In the IC engine part, how much cylinder efficiency we can got it, which we are converting the fuel, gasoline fuel to particularly utilizing our energy resources, right? Chemical part, CV calorific values. I hope that IC engines, many good professor had few. Okay, we found it out. I think I expect some of the more answers, but fine, no issue. We will cover. So till now, researches are already gone up. We have started with 35, and there is also correct answer. One and two stroke engines are coming. We are almost getting only 35, 21, 25, 35%. But when a four stroke will came, we are almost reach up to 75 to 84. And many of the researchers are also designing 12 strokes and G6 strokes. That is only a research part. Let's see how it will be coming. Because once an electric vehicle will came, then I think it out. You do researches for IC engine will be stopped, and many of the IC engines giants are saying that EVs are not an particularly sustainable model. Let's see. These are the only the conflicts, and because once in the market all things will not be keen, these types of things will be always coming. Continuing our session for the solar electric power cars. So as I told, SEB is comprising of, you have heard in various research papers, these are the five major factors which are coming in this. I have not covered these two factors, solar power array and power trackers, covering some parts of the batteries, motor controller and motor only. If you wanted, we can also be connected. Amol sir, I already having my number. And if you want to connect with me at any point of time, professors and all colleges, we are always there and welcome for you. Then coming with this, we are having these types of models. So I hope if you are in electric vehicles, you are passionate, you must have this vehicle. So this sign stands for, this is a very famous model, and the company is, at least give some answers, please. I expect some of the participants to be active in the chat. I hope T stands for, which of the company is this vehicle is manufactured. Okay, Tesla, yes, it is a very famous company, and one of my friend is also working in Tesla, and I was very surprised. They are doing various kinds of innovations in that. Right? They are utilizing Maruti. Ajit is other thing. No, it is Tesla, one of the famous electric vehicle trends who started. And they have Elon Musk. I hope you have heard about him. He is a very researcher. Currently, 12 satellites they are also utilizing. This is Hyundai, right? H stands for not Honda. It is Hyundai. And did we call it particularly on another Chinese brand? This is not an. It looks like an instant Maruti, but it is not a particularly it is in China brand because this is sign is there. So I've taken three brands here to compare. Like EVs are now very faster adopted. Tesla is also about to start its venture in India. So coming with this, see I have covered with this part in the solar array, almost solar array, little bit calculations. So everything when a motor selection now we are moving slowly to motor selection. So motor selection will be decided on the loads, and I have taken in a reverse engineering that first we will decide particularly solar panel, and then we will decide for motor cell. So coming with this, I am giving you a quick example, but I have to ask the questions from you, and lots of questions will be coming, and after that I will just give you the answers. So coming this the part, my second part will all about to start. So before that, I wanted like if you have any questions, let me take some of the questions from your side, and then we will move ahead because almost we cover 40 minutes. Take a 5-minute break. After this, I think let me check. I have just decided to one take a break. Okay, this till now we will take a break. So can we move ahead for more 15 minutes if you are not bored? Persons will be, I think, found it out not active, or you find it out my lecture is not informative. Yes, sir, sure. Gaurav is saying yes, sir, sure. Fine. At least do type comment. Please continue. Yes, sir. Okay, fine. I hope you are getting some of the facts and figures. Great, great. Fine, we are just moving. After 15 minutes, there is also another video. I have followed the three videos part so that you will not feel bored. and then covering this. So a very small calculations in the solar panel part, as you can see for the home uses as well. You can find it out in Amazon and all. You will find it out these types of kits will came. I have taken an example that for our home purposes we wanted 15 watts, 5 LEDs, and 60 watt are particularly fine. So total usage of this we have covered is 120 watts, right? That is the load part. But required load in watts, we always cover the loads in the part is in a power, and power will be in watts, right? So totally we have taken an example 120 watts of loads that we are utilizing. So how much solar panel we are using? I am covering that. Okay. Coming with this second part is required load in watts. If you have calculated, then you can see for how much duration that is coming in a time watts. So how much duration we want to be used as a this load. So I have tried to take an example. We are utilizing this for an average of 4 hours. So this 4 hours is now coming with this when multiply with the time, it is coming out the energy, right? So there will be watt hours. This is an energy, this is an power, and this is an energy, right? Once you are coming with the energy, then we comes with the energy balance. So coming with the basic calculation, 480 watt hours is an energy part we need for 4 hours. We have decided our needs. Then come with the solar part, that for how much duration in your region this solar sun is there, and sun how much is generating the energy. I have taken some of the factors, some facts and figures that which are the consideration in India, and we are designing and basically the solar power plants on what are the parameters. So this 480 watts again divided by the on an average of sun is available for 6 hours, because in the morning or in the evening days and the radiance will be less at that point of time. We are unable to generate the maximum efficiency through the PV cells. As I told, the PV cells are designed on a perfect parameters that in STP, standard temperature and pressure controls. So this 480 watts again be decided by the 6 hour, and this 80 watts will give. So what we have consideration the third factor, that is for sunshine is for 6 hours, and at the last we need 80 watt solar panel. So this is a very small calculation which I have taken for you, right? So you can understand, you can take out your loads as well. You can go your some of the persons are saying that you are from solar industry, can you design particularly how much solar power plant we need to be used in our home use. You can design as per your load basis. You can give for your fridges calculation as well. Simple, I am taking giving an example. If you want to do not spend so much amount in survey, because many of the queries are coming from me, sir, how much panels we have to decide for our own house. So there is a particular device will came for the solar part that we call it current ampere meter, which is can be utilized in induction basis. Right. I will take an example. You can go particularly in your meter part, electric meter part, and type it out. Even in particularly on a monthly basis consumption, you can find it out how much units you are consuming, that you can convert with them particularly 1 kilowatt hour is a particularly 1 unit. So your monthly utilizing, and from there you can calculate how much watts panels will be utilizing through this energy. Right? Unit will be kilowatt hour. As you see, motor household electricity will be also in kilowatt hour. That is an energy. From there you will find it out divided by 6. You will easily find it out that how much panels you are utilizing. Fine. So this is a very basic example. What are the parameters which you need to be considered while designing? Because when SEV solar electric vehicle will came, the most particularly important factor was that which of the orientation we need to be adopted. Right. So here power required for the entire orbit is 2065. That is in watt power. So this is particularly in Earth orbit we are getting. Then efficiency of solar panel, we are only utilizing 0.18 as I've taken some of the assumptions I have taken here. Sun flux constant which is coming in the earth is 1367 watt per meter square. So it is in an area or particular radiations are coming in our earth. That is an energy which is coming from the sun, and we can utilize this energy in two sources. One is in a heat and another is a light, right? So we are in our EVs and trend solar electric vehicles, we are utilizing only a part of electric. Some of the EV solar electric vehicles are utilizing as a heat. They try to generate the boilers in the water, and after that particularly they are running the motors, right? So these both can be utilized. That depends on the particularly your usable part. Power output with the sun normal to the cell surface is 252 ATI. So if you are saying power output with the sun normal to the cell surface, it means 90 degree if you are seeing, then this unit will keep. In Harrier degradation, this is called it the radiance inclination towards the earth is this 77. Sun incident angle which we have called is 23.5 degree. Cosine loss, we have also gone with an particular factors, we call it 0.92. So if we are incidenting 23.5 degree solar panel, as you can see in your rooftops or particularly in your colleges, they are generally utilizing this angle because it's a general one in India. 0.92 is the cosine losses which has been covered. Power production capability at BOL is 178.58 watt per meter square, right? So this is the cell surface which is coming, and this is how we can utilize it for our services, right? 178.8, among which 0.18 will be utilized, and then that will be come to very near efficiency of the PV cells which we are utilizing. Power productions decrease per year because every year the temperature is increasing, global warming is increasing. So as I told, these will be decided as an STP, standard temperature pressures and controls. So as you see, the now the normal temperature will comes up to 30 degrees Celsius rather than 25. We are utilizing ACs and all, but that doesn't matter. The global warming temperature will become to 27 to 28. So we are increasing it, and that's why power productions, the PV cells which we are having will be very much heated, and it is also a problem for solar power plant. So we are 0.04, we are decreasing. Actual lifetime degradation is 0.83 because when you are utilizing a solar panel will be designed, then it will be designed for 20 years. So year by year, their efficiency will be decreases and degradation will be 0.86. Array's performance at POR is 147. When we are connected with an arrays, we call it like when the PV cells will be connected with the bus wires and fuse wires. I'm not taken as a tool, the measure of the factor as a solar. We will cover in the little part, it's SEB wants to do. So that we call it bus wires and particularly thick wires which is connected the solar cells. They are coming with this 147.5 watt per meters, and area required will be 1.4 meters square, right? So this for 80 watts, you need at least 1.4 meters square area, right? So these types of factor which I have taken in these calculations. I hope these are giving you a little information about that. Then come with the battery life calculations. Battery life calculation is very much easy. I have not taken depth into that. So as you see, you can design from this as a solar cell. Solar cell instead stands for MH, as I told, in this all EVs designing, motor selection, particularly battery selection, particularly solar selection, we are only balancing the energy as well in electric. Currently, the trend, as you see, thermodynamic first law, I have taken an example. So you can see energy, we are always balancing our energy, right? Coming with this circuit current and milliampere, as you see, we are only taking this 19 milliampere of current, and answer 3000 mAh battery capacity will stand up to 157.9 hours. So similarly, because battery life calculation will be decided accordingly, how much current consumptions your motors will be coming, and how much capacity they are having your batteries part, among which you can easily find it out that for how much durations your vehicle will be running, and your vehicle will be particularly motor will be running on particularly power into hours. You can see here, you can find it out your battery can sustain up to on that much of current consumption till 157.9, okay, maximum. Let's come in with this. At particular point of time, how much you can take out the charges, right? If you wanted how much battery is charged, whether we have to charge or not. So this is a calculation where motor controller is taking part now, and we call it microprocessors are changed. What is the formula being utilized is SOC, that is we need to be find it out state of charge at particular point of time, and that is SOC at t minus 1, that is initial state of charge. Means if a battery is 100% charge, we have taken as 100%. If it is 80%, then we have taken as 80%, right? So particularly finding the point of charge, we are utilizing state of charge concept, and it will be consumption on I. I is the charge and discharge current. As you see here, load current is 19 milliampere. So this diode is using 19 mA, and for that I have just taken I as a particularly 19 milliampere. This is battery capacity in AH. So battery capacity here AH is 3000 mAh. So you can directly draw down the 3000 mAh, and this is correct. Utilizing the time factor DT, time in hours, you will find it out as the integration, and you need to be finding out these factors in time basis, so that this state of charge will be calculated, and it is being displayed in a user in your phones or particularly in your display panel, that this type of this is how much charge is being left in your vehicle. Some of the basic calculations for EVs, or particularly in any vehicles which I have taken. Here I am not utilized as a PCM. PCM particularly a factor where you need to be design the vehicles through their powers as well as the curve mass. So it is only a ratio. How ratio will be designed? It means total overall weight of the vehicle without particularly passengers, or the vehicle will be designed. Let's say suppose Maruti 800 is having 1000 kg of weight has been decided along with that passengers, and without passengers they are having 800. So we are taking with the passengers and with the loads total overall weight of the vehicle divided by the particularly PCM stands for the that is we call it curve mass, gross vehicle weight, right? Curve mass in a particularly normal language, that is stand for CM, and power utilized from that particularly motor. So we are utilizing motor power in kilowatt. Let's say suppose we are utilizing motor power in 3 kilowatt. So we have to be converted into a watt. Watt means 3000 watt divided by 150 or 150 kg. So then you can calculate easily PCM factor of any of the vehicles. For Audi A3 e-tron, which I have covered, which I will try to cover in the next 1 hour, some of the cases, we are utilizing a PCM ratio of almost 157 because they are high power vehicles. More the power you are utilizing from motors, more the PCM will be increased. You need to be taking a balance that how much energy sources you are utilizing. So that is the one factor that we can utilize as a PCM. Some of the common formulas you can use while designing the vehicle, electric vehicle, that is velocity. Velocity you can easily calculate by pi into b, that is the diameter of the wheel you are utilizing, into RPM divided by 60 into gear ratio, right? Gear ratio which you are utilizing in your vehicle if you are using transmission. So from there you will find out velocity of your vehicle. Mechanical power required will be calculated through force is equal to mass into acceleration, maximum acceleration and mass of the vehicle. Angular velocity will be calculated through that is speed mi into h, and 1 horsepower is particularly 3006 seconds. That is it. Particularly you have converted in seconds. From there you will find out calculated in basic form into 5280, and then 2 pi radian per rotations, right? So this is particularly an angular velocity you can calculate it for your vehicles. Second is the torque, that we call it torque you can calculate through force which is needed to required, and to radius of the tire which is being utilized as a tire. So similarly when you are designing any particularly EVs or particularly automobile vehicles, these types of consideration will be coming to mind, right? So first considerations, because I have not taken the examples, you can also take a notes of that because it's in your recording. First and the most important factor was your acceleration, your maximum velocity for the vehicle, right? If you are designing these two factors, then you are coming to what is the ground clearance, length, size, and all will be taken into part. So two things you need to be deciding: what is the acceleration you want from that vehicle, and second is particularly maximum velocity. If you have two these options, you will find out all these calculations are very similar way. And one comes with an electric part, right? Mechanical power required will be calculated through torque, and torque into particularly this angular speed, right? So this is the mechanical power that you need from the tire, and this is the force through which mechanical power required. If you calculate a mechanical power required, then it is very much easy to calculate the electrical power, that is through power electric, that is I into B. Current consumptions, as I told, you can calculate the current consumptions through the power, and into particularly here V is the voltage, voltage of particularly your power system. Currently we are using 72 watt, 72 volt batteries pack, and it will be increasing up to 300 volt. I think Audi A3 e-tron is utilizing 300 volt battery pack. Then comes with the battery capacity, that is AH, current drawn into time, and efficiency will be calculated directly. How much efficiency will be there? We calculate mechanical output power divided by the electric input power that we are utilizing. Fine. These are the very small calculations these I have taken. As I told, like electric cars are now in the trend way. So hybrid, you can see Toyota plays, Ford C-Max, right? Switches between a gas engine and an electric motor. So you can find it out. These are the total hybrid. They can switch, but they are utilizing only hybrid and utilizing only particularly gasolines only. Fine. Then coming with this, sir, is it 1.4? Okay, I will take the questions because currently I will not be there. I will take your questions after this coming covering this part. Then plug-in hybrid Chevy Volt Toyota price. You said that this is plug-in and runs on electricity first with a gas engine used as a backup. So you can see the most of the vehicles Toyota price they are first has a EVs plug-in hybrid and then they are for the backup if your batteries will be discharged they can utilize for gasoline. And electric vehicle Nissan Leaf, Chevrolet Buick, Tesla models runs completely on a battery, right? So these are the few models which I have taken for you. Electric vehicle parts we are covering, and in this session I am only taking only motors and controllers, some of the glimpses how they will be decided and how the selection will be going on. But covering in the as a whole, electric traction motor, you can see this will be fitted in a front wheel drive motors. Power electrics and controller, we have taken little bit glimpse on that. DC-DC converter, because now you can see batteries, DC motors will be utilized in vehicles, while some of the vehicles are utilizing DC motors. Thermal cooling system will be utilizing when the power will goes up to 100 or 200 kilowatt. Then you need to be design a particular thermal system. Traction batteries, we as I told, traction batteries comprises of this, and the pack will be utilized in the below part of this because we need a large space. And here we are utilizing currently in the trends of lithium ion, but lithium polymer is now in a trending way. We are utilizing the charging port, that is also a calculation base how charging discharging current will be done. Transmission we are utilizing, that is a onboard charger, right? Circuit is there and a charger will be there, and that is a battery auxiliary. This is a tractor battery. There are two types of batteries which are utilizing in EVs as well as in your petrol, because fuel, that is fuel tank, is being eliminated and battery pack will be introduced. These auxiliary batteries we need to be there for horns and other electronic parts. Now comes with the thermodynamic first one. As I told, we all will be balancing our energy. So we call it thermic, chemical energy converted to kinetic, thermal, and total will be utilizing that. Engine accelerates car and turning chemical energy into kinetic energy. That is a basic of IC engines, right? Electric machines are covered with the motor part only, right? So machines means motor utilizing for EVs. Some of the quick facts I have taken. That is inductions. We are generally having induction motors and synchronous motors, right? So induction motor comprises of cage induction, wound rotor induction, doubly fed induction. Then synchronous motors comprises of variable reluctance, permanent magnet. Permanent magnet has been further classified into three parts, that is breast tissue, interior permanent magnet, and inside PV and surface permanent magnet. Whereas variable reluctance motors in these are very, I will tell you in the later part, I think Swiss reluctance is now also in a research part. Many of the vehicles are now searching for Swiss reluctance. Then we are having doubly fed reluctance, synchronized reluctance, and hybrid and PVS. Then I have not taken the BLDC, brushless DC motors, that we cover in the motor part, and that is you can find it down in Ola electric scooters. In any of the EVs, you can see in electric BLDC is currently utilizing. So that's why I'm not taking that part. Different types of motors, electric motor used in current EVs are, as I told, first and the most important motor which is using is brushless DC motor, right? Why it is being used? What are the advantages you can utilize from various of the YouTube videos? But I am just giving you an overview for that. Second, permanent magnet synchronous motor, which is also in a very trend way. Tesla also utilizing some of the AC induction motor because they are very good in efficiency, and cost is also at low rather than DC motors. Then we utilizing interior permanent motor, that will in go-karts and all. We are utilizing interior permanent magnet motor. We are using natural metals, right? Then we are having permanent magnet switch reluctance motor. We are, as I told, this is also a future, and might be it can work it out, might be not. But currently, this is a very trendy motor. You can go to market, see, sir, I want a motor. They will only give this BLD. How the circuit will be done, how a phase wire will be decided. You can go for that. Total Spain sales, I have just covering. So Renault has sell out electric vehicles in 2020 1917 is in the top. Then Hyundai Kona Electric has been sold out 1,200. Then we get E208, it is sold 1.152. Tesla Model 3 926 models has been already being sold, and Seat Middle Electric is 809. So these are the five top brands which are growing in EVs. Coming to some of the solar electric vehicles are now being decided. And as you see, this is Squad Mobility. This is one of the China manufacturers. You will find out these types as I told. Solar electric is only a feature concept car till now. This is Hyundai Solar Sonata, and this solar panel cannot charge the tractor batteries, but they can only charge the auxiliary batteries which we utilize for instrumentations and all. This is a Tesla truck. They are also decided, and this is an hypothetical. And this is a Toyota solar panels. This efficiency is increasing very high. They are working on solar PV cells, increasing the efficiency up to 28%. So they will be charging this auxiliary batteries. So this is coming my first part. And before moving to the second part, again I am having a video for you. Let me quickly connect with the questions. So it's almost 1 hour we have done. We have taken with this. Yes, sir. Proceed. I have covered all of the questions. You can type the questions for 5 minutes. We are taking a few of the questions. It must be 480 watt hours. Gaurav is saying for the calculations. Just wait a while. Yes, 480 watt hours. Yes, yes. I think that is a correct. 480 watt hours. Hours have not been mentioned. Okay. Then can we install solar system in apartments, common terrace? There any issue can raise by apartments committee. Is it right? Ramesh sir, see for the solar system in apartments. So apartment consists of you are saying about flats or duplexes. Initially at your house you can install it, and there is a particularly ministry which is going to do a survey, right? They will come to your home, they will do the survey whether your apartment is fit. Generally, what are the needs are there for installing the solar system is there should not be any tall buildings so that they are free from shaded regions, right? First thing. Second, in your region, like suppose coastal area region, if you are installing the solar system, they will be damaged due to the rusting, right? And there are any issue can raise by apartment committee that completely depends on your committee as I told, because I don't find it out any of the many of the duplexes committee. I am also residing in Windsor Beach. So at that point of time, I can also see many of the persons are utilizing. So there is nothing any we call it legal formality, but many societies having their own presidents and vice president, they can take care of maintenance in that. Okay, sir, is it 1.4 Guru? What you want to tell at 10:26? You have posted this answer. Can we, Gaurav? Because only I've taken one video for solar active vehicle. Now we will moving to motors and Audi A3 only 2 or 3 topics have been covered. I'm not taking. If you have questions, still questions left, you can type in the chat box. I can go to that. So yes, moving ahead again, I will share. I will have one video again. There is then particularly decided by one of the team, and it is also one of my favorite teams with this year. And they are world manufacturers. They are trying to build up an solar electric motive in the world. So let's come with then stop sharing. Again, I will just share the screen with the audio.
One year ago, we promised you a solar car that costs 16,000 euro and has a range of 250 kilometers.
And guess what?
We made it.
But why did we build this sign? humanity burned 61% of the world's oil resources only for transportation. We were sick of being part of this problem, so we decided to build a car in our garage, which will become a part of the solution. To spread our vision, we launched a crowdfunding campaign with an unbelievable result. The campaign became a huge success. Thousands of people from all over the world started to support us. We recruited an excellent team and moved into a bigger office. With the right partners on our side, we could finally start building the sign. The car's body is covered with highly efficient solar cells. Thanks to this feature, the sign becomes a mobile power station. You can also recharge other electric vehicles anywhere, anytime. As an air filter, we integrated a special moss. It filters up to 20% of the fine dust while requiring no special care. The sign costs 16,000 euros. Concerning the battery, you can either decide to rent it or buy it right away. We kept the car as simple as possible without compromising on safety and usability. Sono Motors has only come so far because of all the great people who share our vision and supported us from the very beginning. To go into volume production, we need 5,000 pre-orders. Together, we can achieve this goal and end our dependency on oil.
I hope you enjoy the video again. And there is a Sono Motors. We are also trying to develop solar electric cars. Gaurav has posted, I think, many of the questions. Okay. Let me type the questions and then we'll move ahead for next part. Okay. Just wait a while. I can share my screen. Okay. My screen is visible. So coming to the Gaurav's question, sir, as per your above calculation, 80 watts panel is required. So 80 watt, how many motors to be placed for EV, HEV, and SEV? Okay. So coming to this Gaurav question, your first part, that I only have given you the simple questions. That 80 watts panel. As per the watt, as I told them, if you are utilizing motor of 3 kilowatt, right? Because many of the persons are already participating in these types of events. So 3 kilowatt, you need to be understanding that 3000 watt. And if you will do the calculation that for how much durations you want to be run the this particularly your SEV, HEV or EV. So for that now you are calculating. Screen is not visible. My screen is not visible, is it? I have already shared my screen. Can someone type in the chat before while just giving explanations?
Sorry, it is just showing that it has started sharing, but not exactly sharing.
Sorry.
Only the word written there that you have started sharing, but we are not able to see it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, it's visible now to some of the.
Visible. Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. Because for the audio, na, last time I will again switch it. Till now it has not been done. So I am at particularly this Gaurav question. So I have just taken the example of 80 watts. If you can design, let's say suppose given an e-rickshaw example. So e-rickshaw is utilizing I think 1000 watt motor. So 1000 watt motor they have designed for particularly.
Ajit sir,
Let's
sorry to interrupt. Your screen is not visible, sir.
still not visible. How many persons
Yeah,
are
you
seeing?
can do to one of the things, sir. One you can switch off again and again share it, or you can we can wait, sir. That's the only.
Is it visible now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Wait a while. I will again share.
Yes, now it's
Yeah,
visible.
visible.
Now visible, sir.
Great, great. Okay. Fine. So we are at, yesterday I've attended all the three sessions. with all the questions has been given. Okay, so how many we are in questions for 80 vote panel. I have taken an example. We are in question how many motors for EV and we decided. So I will cover this second of your part in particularly my next coming motor selection, where you can decide how motors can be placed and how vehicles can be running on that. What is the difference in fuel cell and batteries EV? As you said, the major difference will be in batteries EV will be running on the battery pack, while the fuel cell vehicles will be running on particularly hydrogen cylinders or particularly hydrogen fuel. That is the latest technology we are developing. I think one of the startup in Bangalore. They have already running this motor through particularly hydrogen fuel cells, right? So that is the future one. These same motors can be used for both fuel cell and battery. No, there will be different motors because for the battery vehicles we are also utilizing various types of motors, and for fuel cell we are utilizing different types of motors. Right? Fuel cell will be drive through. First, a cell will be given and charging the particularly battery pack, tractor battery pack, and then it will be coming to as a particularly motors. So that will be a different motors, and battery EVs will be a different motors, right? What is the importance of latitude and longitude while installing solar panels for domestic loads? So coming in this part, particularly latitude and longitude is decided is very much important because as I told now, various of the parameters have been taken when designing the PV cells. So when we are designing the PV cells, we have taken the standard temperature and pressure conditions and found out 90-degree radiation will came. So at that point of time, when the radiance is coming 23.5 degree in India, that is a geographical basis, it will be varied. Right, in India, we are having 23.5. In Germany, we are having almost, I think, 28.7 degree because my friend is working there. So that's right, true. So that depends on the particularly geographical reasons, and at that point of time, longitude and latitude will be decided. Although you can check manually by taking a solar plate at your home and connecting the voltmeter are there, and particularly you can check by changing the inclination. You will find it out. The energy will also be changed. So that depends on the geographical wise, right? Last question was why Tesla has less cell. The biggest answer is Tesla is having very high prices rather than to other Renaults and all. So this is only the one reason that Tesla has having less cells. As I told, like Audi vehicles are selling at a count is a less, but they are in the premium segment. So Tesla is also providing their vehicles in the premium segment. Okay, I have taken all the questions visible. Again, I think the chat box, please can you do the notiful? Vikas Gupta is saying their chat is not responding. I request you please share the session 3 feedback through this chat box. Okay, no. Fine. They are asking for this. So shall we move ahead? Coming to this, I hope you have already taken the glimpse of various aerodynamic force and factors, but I have only taken few of them. So weight is the major factor which is designing through vehicles, and when a vehicle load will be decided, then motor will be selected. Then we call it reaction force, and driving force that is decided through motors, friction force that is the road and the tires, and the air resistance. So these are the five forces which we have taken into consideration while designing the motor. Once your load will be calculated, I hope in the aerodynamics and our previous section it is being already taken, because as I see the itinerary, so I have not given the calculations in this. I am now strictly moving to motor part, how it will be decided and how it will be. As you see, the basic was setup. Right. As you see, the motor main is the heart of the EVs. It is being charged and it is driving particularly electrical energy through mechanical energy. Basic 12 definition. There we are having two components, that is a rotor and a stator. And this rotor and stator now resisted to bearings, and then bearings will be moving to particularly your transmissions, right? So this is how we are designing the particularly motors, and the selection of motors will be affecting this. This is a very basic diagram for motor I have taken. Now coming to this, how the setup will be generated from there. I think Gaurav's questions will be done, that how much motors we are using. So that depends on the vehicle usage. So currently we are having 6 types of particularly arrangements in the vehicles which you find it out. So first arrangement was this. You see, motor will be placed, then clutch will be done, then a gearbox and a drive shaft. First setup is this for an electric vehicle, right? Second setup, I can just enhance my screen. Okay. Second setup is where motor will be done and we are eliminating the clutch, and then we are having forward gearbox and particularly drivetrain. All right. So you can find it out here. The benefit was that you're eliminating the clutch part, and this will be look like an scooty wheel, like drivetrain will be automatically controlled, and the transmission will be transmission part will be less and the weight will be controlled. Third part is frontal part, front drive vehicles, which is like many of the vehicles, Renault and all new electric vehicles you can see. So they are integrated where motor is engaged with this gear shaft, and then drive shaft will be connected, right? So this is only three parts as I told. This is a modified version where motor will be utilized in the midway, but here we have only taken the front part. As you see, hatchbacks cars and latest technology are coming, they are only utilizing these types of arrangements. In that arrangement, the fourth arrangement, which is a very complex, researches are going on, is individually motor connections, right? As Gaurav has also asked. Individual motor connections will also go for this type. In this part as well, I can cover you on the next video. Tesla is utilizing both drives motors, right, in the front and rear, so it can be utilized in both. Then we are having this individual motor concept where individual motor is fitted in individual car, and we are having this gearbox transmissions and this FGB. Now, in a trendy way, you will find out when a BLDC motor will came to the part. Individually itself, they are BLDC motors, and you will find it out in that hub itself. Boards will be fitted, and you will find it out. They itself being utilized, and this will be controlled through electronics. So this is a very trending way. It reduces almost all the parts in existing automobile. The next part is this motors part, as I told. So here, last part is the motor can be utilized in this without in the hub, in the wheel itself. It is a motor with a particularly wheel, and in the wheel itself, right? We call it wheel hub motor, right? Coming to this, coming to first one. So first, this arrangement, you can see motor, clutch, gearbox, and drivetrain. You will find it out. Efficiency is very much low because most of the efficiency is you wasted in clutches and gearbox. So you will find it out, but the advantage and torque and speed, torque will be very much less and the speed will be very much higher, right? So that's what I'm saying. The torque will be distributed in here, and it can be manipulated. In this, the biggest advantage was that you can manipulate the torque with the speed. Speed is less, and you get the high torque. And second one, you get the desired torque speed. Here, you are eliminating the clutch part directly. Motor is taking here with the gearbox system, and then drive will be done. So here you can find it out. Motor will be controlled through motor controller, and this clutch part has been left it out. So motor controller designed in a very latest technologies, right? Then come with the complexity here. It has been reduced because here we have reduced this gearbox and only the frictions gearbox will be utilized. And here we call it desired torque speed can be obtained and manipulated. Third part, as you see in the front part, as you see Toyota and other company, they are utilizing motor within connection part and then the drive shaft, which is front end gearbox, right? You can see this part can be utilized in a drivetrain where the steerings will be done. So here all the two wheels will be in the back end and no of the things will be required, right? Then it comes with the, as I told, individually motor system where gearbox is fitted with a motor and then wheels will be connected. Here all the parts will be controlled through electronics. And speed torque can also be varied, but the complexity is very much high. That's why it is being really used. The most usable part is this one. Last will be here we have utilized reduces the clutches parts as well. This is a modified version. Here we have used LG part M and gearbox part, and directly it will be running on the wheels. And the last is that you find it out hub motors. Hub motors, they are directly utilizing the wheels, and it is 100% efficient, and you are getting at a good pace and good things as well. So these are the 6 types of arrangements motors will be done, and that depends on that. I've taken this some factors. So why things will be consideration while motor consideration, three things will be done. Maximum efficiency we can got, low cost we wanted. So here you can see this is the trunk and vehicle of one of the Tesla models. You see, they are utilizing two wheels, two motors, and they will be connected. As I told, that they are connected with for the high torque. They have utilized two motors, and they will be synchronized with the motor controller. That is, the rear motor will be utilized for this rear drive, and front motor will be utilized for retro drive. And you can see differential part is there, and differential part will be helping them for timings and all. So there is a very trending way to utilize. How we select the motors? There are 6 parameters to select the motors. Motor basics we have already known. So first and the two most important factor was torque and speed. Torque and power, right? So torque will decide the motor. AC induction motors are having less and greater power, torque having a more torque. So if we find it out, AC induction motor and DC motor both are having powers. The speed and torque can be varied accordingly. Second, the parameter was power. While deciding the power of the motor, torque you can find it out any of the particularly RPM, right? I was just covering in the part motor characteristics curve. So at particularly when you go to purchase an motor in the market, you will find it out there is slip will be listed. You need to be checked what are the things are written. First is the torque will be written at what RPM it is giving maximum torque, right? And second the how much power rated, right? Rated power will be a HP. Can be written in HP or particularly in kilowatt. Generally, electric power will be written in kilowatt, while steam engine powers we are utilizing through horsepower or CC, right? 100 CC will comprising of 10 to 14 horsepower. That depends on particularly efficiencies. So this is a peak power and that is the continuous power. The generally rated power which is rated in the motor is continuous power. See, if you want to go for a maximum speed, let's say suppose 60 km power you are designing for this car, and load was 22 kilowatt, which will be varied 5 kilowatt to 10 kilowatt, right? So then, you know, if you are increasing to double the speed, if you want to go for 120 kilometer per hour, you need 4 times the more power, right? And this is why motor is being decided as a continuous or as a peak. So here you will find it on minimum 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, and this peak power is 20 kilowatt. So if your rated power you have adopted an vehicle which is installing in 5 kilowatt as a rated one, it can go up to 10 as well, it can go up to 28 kilowatt as why? It will be controlled through controller, and controller is helping them to give a certain point of amount of torque when a degradation, slow will came, overload will came. At that point of time, controller is helping the motor to provide an instant amount of current. At that peak time, the motor is giving almost 5 kilo motor is almost giving 22 kilowatt, and if you want maximum velocity, then it can be up to 4 times much more power will be required. Controller here, the parts will keep speed versus torque. They are maintaining speed and torque. Now you will find it out all the things. Motor controller is being now replaced by vehicle control unit. So we are having continuous and peak. As you can see, let's come with this motor. It is consuming the current for 100 ampere maximum power, right? So 100 ampere motor is consuming this. Then we call it 20 kilowatt motor we have utilized for one vehicle, and it can when it comes to the peak and the loads will came now, it can reach up to 74 kilowatt. So you can see up to 3 times the peak power will be done while designing the motor, so that their coils and all will not burn. But if you are running continuously at this peak power, this will be so much heated and motor can be busted out, which will be controlled through controllers. Okay. Two factors is I have taken is torque and second is power. And the basic factor which we think that controlling should be very much easy while designing the motor, and that depends on the controllers. Generally, BLDC is taking care for that. Second is the efficiency, how much efficiency we are having. BLDC is having much more efficiency rather than brush DC. Then we are having robust designing, because if you are using in automobiles, there can be accidental chances and all. So motor cannot be burst, it will be hurt as I told. As a IC engine, particularly all things will be replaced. So we can also do replacements in EVs. Robust designing should be there. And the last and the most is cost efficient, right? So as I told, if your engine cost is 1 lakh, so we will try that all the systems will be done. Why EVs are currently higher rate? Because designing the EV is not a bigger deal. They can be at the less price as well, but the battery pack is high, having a very high cost, right? Although if you can compare the electric scooter from particularly gasoline bikes, so you will find it out their price is less rather than compared to gasoline bikes. But for passenger vehicles, larger battery pack will be needed. At that point of time, the price will be go beyond, right? Some of the motors I told, these are DC motors, these are the BLDC motors, and this is a switched reluctance motor. Right? I have taken examples. This is a AC induction motor, and this is a stepper motor. I have taken few examples, and here you will find it out some of the examples which I have taken. So this is the IC engine in Audi A3 e-short. We are utilizing this. I have taken the glimpse of that. Torque and speed wise, AC motors are much more efficient rather than DC motor, and they are giving much more torque and speed. So founded out in high speed vehicles, trucks, loaded vehicles, we are utilizing AC induction motors, while for e-scooters, e-rickshaws, go-karts and all, we are utilizing DC motors. Okay. Then as I told, like one motor is decided as per their characteristics curve. As you can see here, you will when this is a testing report for motor, and you can while you are purchasing the motor, you can also ask the vendors to send the motor testing report. You will find it out low locked rotor torque. So normally the rotor will provide that much of torque. That is a pull-up torque, minimum torque they can utilize, and maximum breakdown torque you can go up to 60, right? And full percentage, and that is 20. So you can see torque will be varied, and once the torque will be varied, it will be start varying. Then the speed, particularly you can see this speed blue chart will be coming, and this is the amount of current consumptions. So at a similar point of time, when high amount of current will be required, you require log rotor torque, and when a breakdown torque will give, the current will be very much less. After this, slave will become that is full load operating current, and that is full load operating torque, right? So these are the two curves which I have taken for you. Speed can be varied from here. Once a speed will be varied, these are the changes which you can find it out current and torque in particularly motor, right? Engineering box, toolbox. I have taken this uh, references. Coming to this, so how controller will be done? I have taken the all the parameters how motor selection will be done. I hope it is clear to you. And now comes with the speed and torque part. So speed and torque part we are covering with this. Now, as vehicle in gasoline engines, IC particularly controlling the part will be done through ICU, IC engine control unit, ICU, right? And in this electric vehicles, we are controlling through VCU, that is vehicle control unit. So they are generally controlling the speed and torque per motor. For basically it is being designed, but now they are very much high advanced. They are controlling all the vehicles. I will cover it one by one. So basically, this controller comprises of sensors, microcontroller processors, which is controlling the motors. As motor is generating some of the electricity through permanent and induction motors, you will find out for controlling it, small amount of current will be given. So they call it phase wires will be connected through this. I am covering this part for a BLDC only. Here these two terminals will be given for charging and connecting through batteries, right? So controller is controlling, this is this is motor controller which is controlling and giving the charges as well, and battery is running that, fine. Then we have called it continuous. As I told, three phase wire will be coming in 3 months. And how we can particularly control our automobile through accelerator. So accelerator is nothing but a variable resistor, where resistor will be varied accordingly, and the inputs will be given to microcontrollers, and through which we are controlling the motor. Okay. Some codings can also be given as an AI, where we are designing overloads current, overcharging current, so that motor will not be burst and it will be controlled in a precise way, right? Coming the part, as you see, as it micro when the processing will be given, then the batteries part will also come. So as you see, the batteries current will be here, and it is particularly utilizing a state of charge, and this can be connected to controller, and three-phase bias they are utilizing for motors. Okay, I hope till now it is basic concept which I have taken for the controller. So while deciding the controller, you need to be see for how much batteries capacity you are utilizing, for which motor you are utilizing. These are the two factors which are the major one. Another factor is that how much operations you are utilizing, for which motor you are using the controllers, and that will depend on motor and controller sets, right? You see, induction motors are different controllers, and BLDC motors are having different controllers. I am cover only this three-phase wires, two electric wires, and Hall sensor wires will also came in a BLDC. So these are the circuit diagrams I have taken for you. Vehicle control unit, the dual motor controller is now being particularly replaced by particularly this one. So vehicle controller unit main function was power control, battery and BMS we are utilizing. Then come with the charging system. We are having user outputs, cluster and indicators and infotainment. Then come with the user inputs. We are having throttle control and brakes that can also be controlled. And then we are having drivetrain. Drivetrain instead of motor and controller, and then we have differential and wheels. Okay. So these are now, as I told, motor controller being now replaced as a VCU, and they totally control the vehicles. That is the brain of the vehicle. How it looks like? It looks like in this type. It can be utilized in e-rickshaws. You can easily find it in the market, right? These are the lots of wires which are coming. I will just give you a demonstration. This is the heat sink. So this is an air-cooled motor controller. We are also utilizing liquid-cooled motor controller when we are utilizing high power things. Okay. And then moving ahead for wiring diagrams, as I see, if you are utilizing for electric vehicles, then wiring diagram is coming. You see red part positive electrode for battery will be connected. It is an ABS brake system. So you can find it out. Regenerative braking system will also be utilized. Then we have intelligent identification system where it is automatically reading the pattern of your vehicle, right? So you can see how much VCU will be developed. Then we have a low potential brake, right? Then we call it a brake system will be designed on EBS and a low potential. We are having electrical lock that we call it charging, mobile charging, particularly key controlling system. We can see now the wireless key has been adopted. So through there, we are stopping the motor, and particularly which is done through motor. Then we are in reverse function. So yes, here it is the motor part. Biggest advantage in this EVs are that you don't need a particularly separate gearbox or particularly for reverse. You can do it from particularly controllers only, so that you don't need extra arrangement for reverse and idling gears. Then we call it alarm power supply. Right, some of the alarms which also be developed means, let's say if particularly motor is being utilized and utilized for particularly high current is going, some drawbacks are coming. So in the drawbacks, you can see that these things will be going on, right? Then we are having high potential brakes, and high potential brakes we can see the things as well, and the things we call it in this way it is going ahead. Okay. And similarly, we are having dual switch. So as you say, like motor controller, after the motor controller, many of the persons are utilizing high potential brakes and all. So sorry, dual switches where transmission will be taking part. So this alarm signal again will give and giving that current is very much high, and it will be showing to instrumental clutches. Negative electrode, you can see it out. These are the positive and they are negative. Cruise functions, because as you see, ideal speed of the motor, ideal speed of the particularly vehicle engine speed is decided. So at that point of time, motor is running continuously when you are using for clutches, and after that we are having autometer signal, right? Signal stands for particularly they can see out the charging locations. We are having hall sensors, and that will be connected. We are having accelerator that I told you, it will be connected to foot pedal or a particularly hand pedal, and after that it will be decided and connected to handle accelerator. Then we are having phase wires as well, three phase lines, as you can see, green, blue and yellow. So they will be decided in the free slides. How it will look like inside? So as you can see here, MOSFETs are being introduced. These are the wires which you can see. These are the many wires. As you can see, two wires which is coming first and second. So opening this, you will find out these types of things, 1 and 2. And here you will find out major ones which are connected to phase wires and batteries. These are the 5 wires. And here you have the electronics that will come with Hall sensors and all controlling unit. Microprocessor will also be there, and there is a Kali controller. And MOSFETs will be decided as per the MOSFETs. That controller pricing will be reached. So this is about my part till now so far. I hope I have given you maximum knowledge. Coming to the last part, let me take some of the questions. Not visible, I think. Okay. All chairs are lost. Fine. So now, till now, I have covered maximum. There is one only case study, that is Audi A3 e-tron, and we will try to go on for that. Shall we go ahead for the same? Because I am on the part, I have not taken the questions. Great, sir. Any of the questions from your side? This recording session, now many of the person will be disconnected. Sometimes it will be happening, same problem, sir. Okay, shall we move ahead? Questions are not there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sure. So now covering the last part, that is an Audi A3 e-tron. Let me quickly connect with this. I cannot share with that my presentation that I have taken with an SSP. Okay. So this is the SSP you can also download from Google. That is Audi A3 e-tron, right? So how A3 e-tron will be developed and how things will be done. I'm covering a quick glimpse that what I have teased you is already being utilized in industries. As you can see, this is a particularly hybrid electric vehicle where you can see it is motors are integrated in engines. Okay, so engine is also there, motor is also there, and that is a plug-in hybrid. So you can charge them from electricity and you can utilize as a power backup as a engine. Okay, this is a type A3. Coming in this Audi A3 e-tron, you can find it also a rooftop is there. Plug-in charger system, all things will be utilized in a powerless remote system. Contents are very much huge in there, but I have covered only batteries part, that is high voltage batteries part. And if you wanted much more in that, so I can just give you demonstration. Coming to basics, so as you can see, vehicle designing features, we are having Jadon and e-tron models, e-tron logo on the dashboard panel. So these are the some of the glimpses for that. Engines, and these are the frontal part. As you see, these are the front vehicles, and charging port is given just there. Okay. Instrument cluster you can see easily, speed and RPM. Here you find it out the charging state of the vehicles, and that is the instrument cluster will be designed accordingly. Right. Circuit, various circuits and programs will be there. I will covering you in that. In brief, dimensions are there. As a tool while designing an EVs or selection any motor or particularly controller, you need to be find it out first the mechanical layout, right? For watch, how much things will be going on, how aerodynamic will be decided. After that, you will be designing the electrical part. That is a good technique. And currently, you can see retrofitting concept are also coming. Means old vehicles are being retrofitted in a new electric vehicle. That is also good. So once you decided this mechanical structure, then you can move ahead for this. Dimensions you have calculated, right? All the dimensions part. Here you can see plug-in hybrid PHEV lithium ion system they have utilized. Total capacity in kilowatt is 8.8, right? Total speed in electric mode only 130, and total speed is 222 in this. And I just work on that. That's why I'm having some of these parameters and all. Acceleration, as I told, while designing the motor, you need to decide. They previously decided that we need this much of acceleration, and how much we are getting, that is a final one, right? So you say 0 to 60, they have decided in 4.9, and 0 to 100 it is set it for 7.6. So that much of acceleration we are having, maximum velocity we are having, and after the basic calculation which I have given you demonstration and presentation, you can find out other parameters that how much motor will be required, and once a motor will be required 8 kilowatt hour, right? Then you can go ahead for another system. These are the dimension part. Curve weight here we have taken it 1540, and gross vehicle weight along with the passengers we have taken as 2050. Fine. Fuel tank capacities and all will be there. Safety instruction, electric safety rules, de-energize the vehicle, secure system against restarting. So when the batteries and the motors will be stopped, they will be sending the back current. That can be also be safety, taken as a safety. Some of the safety parameters they have taken. Check that no voltage is present. Secure system against restarting. Earth and short circuit vehicle also be done. And cover or block of urgent slide parts. Many of the students when designing the projects, now what they will do, they will cover up the attractive negative terminal through the we call it vehicle chassis. That is not an good idea because it will flow out the current in the whole vehicle. Better for the grounding is that you can utilize them in the particularly auxiliary batteries you can ground rather than tractor batteries. Because tractor batteries will have very high voltage batteries. You cannot ground them directly connect to the motor controllers because they are designed for that. These are the same signs and symbols you can utilize while making the higher components. So these are the industry trends. Here we also see like characteristic will give engine speed along with, as you can see, these dash line will be an electric motor. You see to the maximum motor reaches will be 75. Okay, you can see this is the motor power, and these dotted lines are comprising of. Let me give you some glimpse here. So this is a system power and it is being utilized for this. And here engine speed is increased to 600 watt. Power will be 75 through motor and 150 kilowatt for particularly engines. Okay. Internal combustion engine and electric motor with gearbox. As you see, hybrid electric motor. So they have used with the engine gearbox, and here you will find it out hybrid module with electric drive motor. Right. So it is being designed and integrated with the engine and drive shaft. So this is whole completely demonstration which is fitted in frontal drive. Right. 1.4 liter DFSI engine. These are the system output. Maximum is 150 kilowatt, and from there 1540 is particularly, as I told, curve mass gauges, as I mentioned here. So curve weight is 1540, and this total power is 150 kilowatt, right? So if we divide it by this, it will be coming to 150, as I told. PCM for Audi A3 is about 150 to 150, 167, right? This is a very simple calculation you can also do from your side. These are the torque. System torque in Newton meter is 350, and displacement we have given. Internal combustion engine is being, you can utilize. This is only an IC engine. I am not taking it apart. Fuel system we are having, fuel system. This is completely particularly in hybrid. So I'm not, as I told, this is a very detailed this one SSP. If you want to, I can also send to you. Persons will want it to study. Here we are having this part, then particularly you see this is particularly mechatronics part which is being utilized after this part, power transmission, right? Mechanics part, EF controller part, all gearbox, so all will be done. Mechatronics is and particularly electronics which is being utilized for controlling the gearbox, because in high speed vehicles you can see these things will be done. Then comes the gearbox modules and hybrid, which is for our purposes. You can see this is how being integrated, motor is being integrated here, right? And this is the coolant tubes which is being done, because as I say, this motor is a very high power, 75 kilowatt. So for that cooling, extra cooling system will be utilized, and these are the particularly P4, P5, and P6 are the switches which is being utilized to control, and the manual gear is attached with. Okay, these are the position sensors that we call it utilizing the temperature. One is for temperature and one is for rotor position that we call Hall sensors, right? Then we are having dual bridge. These are the mechatronics which is being presented here. and can be used in this part. And particularly you can see these the gearbox input speed sensor. So in the gearbox you can see in the instrument cluster, if you run and particularly now vehicles, they can also see you that along with the speed they are indicating you that please do up your gears, please do less your gears. So these features will be utilized and mechatronic will help you. Mechatronic unit for dual clutch box. And then particularly Audi, they are running through sensors and particularly AI and modules. In Audi A3 e-tron, when I remember, it's almost having these types of mechatronics and units, electronic units, particularly 70 to 80 units they have installed for different sectors, for doors, for steering, for gearbox, for other types of things. And they are utilizing for these types of mechatronics, right? These are very advanced. And then coming with this part, electric drive motor as I told. So how it is being connected? So this is a cooling jacket with the upper part. This is a motor one integrated with the IC engine, right? Then electric drive motor, this is we call it stator. Stator windings will be done. Then we are having electric drive motor rotor, that is there, right? Means stator is the upper part, and then we are having rotor is the below part here. Sometimes in the motors you will find it out rotor will be in above and stator will be in rotor, but they are utilizing stator is above and under which rotor will be done. When you require a high torque, that is BLDC motors, hub wheel motors, you will find it out rotor will be at above part and stator will be at inner part, right? Then we have in gearbox input shaft. So the power which is coming from motor, it will be directly inserted to gear shaft and through which it will be done. Okay. This is the Venn diagram, how it will be done, clutches and gearbox will be done and this covering. Then we are having, as I told, like I'm just covering an overview of this. Wheel, tire, suspension part, and particularly EVs I have discussed. So they are normally similar. There is nothing being different. They are in Audi 3 e-tron. We are having a question instruction system, and this can be utilized with the steering part as well. Okay. And the rear part, as you can see, they also use in rear suspension, right? And there is also a MacPherson strut and multi-function steering will be came, so the drive unit will be covered, and they are using frontal drive. This is a brake part. If you wanted, I can cover, and I just want to cover with the electrical part only. Okay. So this is a brake servo unit, lead valve electric motor will be used. Now coming with the hybrid, high voltage battery system. So as you can see, this is a very basic system, high voltage. So the charging port will be done, circuit will be gone to this is IC part, right? Engine control part, and this is controlling this engine as well as particularly batteries. Okay, there we are having engine. This power electronics will be utilized here for controlling the engine, and this is for particularly batteries, right? And this is brakes servo PTS heater will be there, so it will be much more heated. Then cooling system will came into the front. Okay, this is a E machine as I told. This is an electric connected vehicles, and electrical AC compressor will also be utilized for AC purpose. This is the backend part. High voltage battery module is being installed just beyond the fuel, and this here the fuel tank will be done. And very low tank, that is 40 liters, we have utilized for here. Extra battery and cooling system we have utilized and to maintain the batteries for the low, and it will not be heated because once the battery will be heated, batteries will be placed at a lower cost, particularly the safely. Fine. High voltage lines will be taken care, and as I told, it should not be grounded. Many of the persons will do mistakes in that. And this is a 12 volt battery for auxiliaries. You can ground this battery, but do not try to ground this tractor battery. It will harmful and very dangerous for the people. Hybrid battery unit, as I told, how it will be decided. So this is, you can see a basic diagram. We are having, see, cells will be decided, lithium ion cells, and they will be formed in the batteries part, right? Let me cover this one. Okay. So cell controller, this is an microprocessor who is taking care of all the charging, overcharging, and discharging will be controlled. It is directly connected to controllers. Here we are having cells, then we are having cell module, one cell module, and there various cell modules will be connected easily to various mechanical components. Okay. Rated voltage in V is 352. As I told, like 300 volt is very much high, and it is DC voltage is particularly very dangerous, as you have learned in 12th or 12th or in your graduations. Then we have in solar voltage, particularly one cell voltage is 3.7. Cells being utilized as 96. Capacitance in particularly one cell is 25. Operating temperature will be utilized up to 28 to 60. So minus 28 to 60. That is the one, because it can also do in a cold weather like Simlas and all. And for the foreign countries, you can see the temperature is going at a beyond level. Energy content in kilowatt is 8.8 kilowatt hour. So this voltage will be voltage 352 will be multiplied in capacitance. You will find it at 8.8, right? Then we are having usable energy content, that is 7.0, that we are utilizing, and this will be extra one. Once it will batteries will be fully discharged, it is very difficult to come back again. Power in kilowatt, that maximum can 75 kilowatt motor we can use, that is go up to 90, and within kg we are having 120 kg. High voltage switch box, as you see, this is a switch box for tractor batteries. So in tractor batteries, we are having good insulating cover, upper cells which is made of polymers, and this is insulation cover. Then we are having these cells which is arranged, another cells which is arranged, and these are tractor batteries. This is a battery regulation control unit. As I told, the overcharging and discharging will be controlled faster point of here, and charging circuit will be connected. Heat sink of hybrid battery unit. Heat sink will be decided, and upper housing upper shelf will be decided castings. Right. So this is all which I have taken. Battery regulation control unit. You will find it out here, and this is we have taken a little part in this, and I hope this is all about what we have learned so far, and you gain maximum concept. Selection of motor and controller will be very much easy. Motor will be decided on two major parameters, that is power and motor, power and torque. And secondly, the controller will be decided as per the functioning of electric vehicles, and it will be integrated with the motor selection module. Right. This is the charging modules and all will be there. I hope if a time will be there, it is a very much long SSP. If time will be there, but I have covered the electrical part only, and then I hope this is all we have done. How to do torque calculation, and total how many motors are requested. Now taking only the questions, and after that I would like to over to you. So Gaurav only ask some questions. Okay, Gaurav. Now the question answers will be king, because electrical part I have already concluded. The SSP is very much long. If you want it, you can just ask.
I request participants to please raise your questions, your query. Um, Participants, if
So
you
how
have
to
any
do?
doubt, yeah, please.
Yeah. Sir, one question will give, and what's the maximum current requirement? Okay, just wait a while. From initial, I'm just taking. It is attendance.
One question is there, sir, from Mr.
Mhm.
Gaurav Gadge. Sir, in total, how many motors are required?
So, how many motors are required for EVs that you are asking, Gaurav? If I am correct. So, I've already given you an example that depends on that particularly layout of the electric vehicle. If we are
Yes,
using
sir. Sorry to interrupt you. Actually, I wanted to ask, like, apart from the wheels, we need to many times in four wheelers we need to need motors like for glass or for mirrors, etc. So, like those motors are separately to be used, or the same motors which runs the wheels can be used to operate mirrors and glass.
Okay. So Gaurav, it's a very simple logic for that. Tractor
Okay.
motors will be decided as per their application. They
Okay.
are very different motors. So glass
Okay.
motors and wiper motors and other types of feature motors, they are very much different. They can be run through auxiliary batteries, and the tractor motors will be different. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. And second question, yes, yes, Behra sir, RK
Yeah,
sir.
it was how to do the torque calculations.
Okay. So for doing the torque calculations, Mr. Gaurav, I have given you the examples for motors, right? If you are for the vehicles, torque calculations will be required. That is a mechanical torque. So you need to be considered that when we are designing a vehicle, first is the weight consideration. If you consideration that my vehicle weight is particularly 1000 kg, okay. So the torque required will be decided as per the wheel size. Next is the point was wheel size. Means what is the wheel size that you are using in your vehicle? The radius of the wheel, right? And the force of weight will be decided. Weight will be converted to force. Then force into that radius of the wheel will be multiplied. Then you can find it out. Particularly torque of the required torque by the vehicle. And similarly, you should be balance this torque with the motor torque that is in a EVs. So I hope it is completed as per your part.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
one more
Thank you.
question been asked. Uh,
Mhm.
Designing softwares used by the company.
So yes, Gaurav, I think in the previous I have already explained. So company will be utilizing this electric vehicle will be divided in two parts. One is mechanical and one is electrical. Mechanical generally companies are using Pro E, ANSYS and AutoCADs as well. And for electrical, we are using MATLABs and some of the simulation softwares. So in that way, you can learn it from various Googles. That depends on the company and companies. Audi, as I told, Audi is utilizing VAS, that is a universal design program, Volkswagen Audi systems. And I hope when I gone through IPSIT college, I think in 2017 or 18, I found it out some of the softwares are already available with the BMW. That depends on particularly companies to company.
So, any more questions
Okay.
from the participants?
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Can you share your contact? If we need any help, is it possible to contact you?
Yeah, sure. You can contact to Amol sir as well. I will just type out my mail ID in the chat box.
Yeah, till the
I'm
time it,
APSC. If you are from APSIT, we are already associated with them. If colleges professors are from different colleges, they can be associated with us. I'm just sharing my personal ID in the chat box. If you have another question, you can ask.
Hello, sir. Can I ask question?
yeah, ma'am, please
Yes, yes.
continue.
Sir, we are developing one electrical vehicle laboratory in my college. I'm Dr. Asha Shinde, GH Raisoni Institute of Engineering and Technology, Pune. Now, for that purpose, we are trying to purchase some kits, sir, for the student study. So, any kind of such kits for the students using the solar system and all is available, sir? And what is the
Yes.
approximate cost for it?
Mhm. Many of the organization which I have founded out, we are also utilizing. We are forming a technical club, and in which we are giving you a particularly kits to utilize this vehicle project basis. From APS IT as well. I think I don't know in the college that you are seeing, they are going for various kinds of solar electric vehicle events where we are providing these types of kits. Many of the organization we are providing. If you want to associate with us, you can contact to Amol sir as well or contact to me. I have already shared my number to you. So we will provide these various types of kits. For a solar kits are there, for electric vehicle kits are there. That can be provided on particularly your colleges. We can also help you to tie up with us for training as well. We are having various trainers as I told from Germany and all. So we are running this sensor. I've already shared my number. You can contact me in the same, and we will help you out to your college.
Okay, okay, sir. Because we need immediately, so that's why I was. Sir, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Any more questions from the participants? I guess many of the questions were answered during the session itself only. Lots of queries were there, which was been very well handled by sir. So one thing which I would like to ask you personally, where do
Mhm.
you see the future of electrical vehicles? Pure electrical vehicles or hybrid electrical vehicles?
Okay.
Market shares.
Yes, yes. So the market share, as I already covered, currently till 2025, I can see it should be an hybrid electric vehicle. We call it plug-in hybrid. This should be completely battery. You will got it plug-in where IC engine as well as motor being utilized. After 2025, you can see the trends will be moving to completely battery electric vehicles. And once 2030 will be crossing, as per the companies in the market, you will find it out solar electric vehicles or fuel cell electric vehicles will come into the play in the road.
Okay, okay. Okay, so with this, we come to the concluding session of today's. Thank you, sir, for such a nice session. It was very informative, and you explained very thoroughly the present scenario in EVs and EHEVs. Your present You presented real world scenarios by putting forth facts and figures and throwing some light on selection of motors and controllers for EV and EHV. It was really an appreciable effort to explain complex calculation in simple steps. Also, presentation slides were very informative and self-explanatory. Once again, thank you so much, sir. We expect your presence with us in future too.
Sure.
Participants, feedback link is already posted in the chat box. Please do fill it. Thanks to all of you for cooperation and being an active participant. With this, we conclude our first session of day 2. We will meet again at 12 noon. Please be there.
Sir,
That's it.
we'll take photo.
Yeah.
Just a request.
Request everyone to please switch on the camera for one group pic. Please, everyone, please switch on the camera. Yeah.
It's done, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. So we conclude today's session, and we will meet at 12 noon.
Thank you, sir, for your
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ajit, sir. Thank you so much.
Everyone, please fill up the feedback link. It is already posted.
Sir, can I leave and join 12 noon? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Fine, fine. Thank you, sir.